Empty streets. A man sits alone in a dim room, eyes gazing at the ceiling. Imagine a world where no one speaks to you. No one texts. No one calls. No one looks you in the eye. Day after day, you sit in silence. At first, it feels peaceful, but soon something starts to shift. Not in the world outside, but inside your brain. Today, we explore a terrifying question. What happens to your brain without any social contact?
Humans evolved to survive in groups. For 200,000 years, we've been hardwired to connect. From sharing food to defending against predators, our brains thrived on collaboration, brain animation, neurons lighting up as people interact. Every conversation, every glance, every touch activates complex neural circuits. Oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. These chemicals aren't just feel-good fluff. They're the code that makes social life essential. Expert voiceover. Our brains are literally built for connection. Isolation isn't just loneliness. It's a kind of neurological starvation. So what happens when the social stream goes dry? Day 1 to 3, relief. You enjoy the quiet, less pressure, time to think. Day 4-7, restlessness. Your sleep patterns begin to shift. Circadian rhythms depend on social cues. Without them, your brain gets confused. Day 8 to 14, the fog. You forget what day it is. Memory gets patchy. You try to focus, but your mind keeps drifting. Even short-term isolation begins to impair the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Cortisol, the stress hormone, starts to rise. You're no longer just alone. You're under siege. Prison solitary cell. Then, to Mars simulation chambers, Arctic bases. Now, consider extreme isolation, real story flash. Michael, a participant in a Mars mission simulation, lived in a sealed dome with no social input for 8 months. He reported mood swings, sleep disruption, auditory hallucinations, neuroscience diagram, prefrontal cortex activity dimming. In such conditions, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and empathy, begins to dim. Meanwhile, the amygdala, which governs fear, becomes hyperactive. The brain, deprived of human signals, begins to generate phantoms. You may start hearing voices, seeing movement out of the corner of your eye. Not because you're broken, but because your brain is trying to simulate contact. It's filling in the void.
Montage of people going through isolation, prisoners, elderly in nursing homes, hikikomori in Japan. Decades of research show long-term social isolation is more dangerous than obesity. It increases your risk of depression, anxiety, substance abuse. Even early death. Social isolation increases mortality by 29%. Holt Lundstad, 2015. Man sitting with a mirror, talking to himself. Loneliness isn't just painful, it's a form of chronic trauma. The brain interprets it as a threat to survival, because it is. And over time, the results are devastating. The brain doesn't give up without a fight. It builds parasocial relationships, bonds with TV characters, YouTubers, voices on the radio, diary entries of isolated people. Some talk to themselves. Others anthropomorphize objects. Some begin to narrate their own lives, as if a camera crew were following them. This isn't madness. It's a lifeline. The mind trying to simulate connection where none exists. But there's a limit to the illusion. A man opens a door to find a friend waiting. They hug. The room slowly lights up. When social contact returns, the brain responds with almost miraculous speed. Oxytocin floods in. The prefrontal cortex wakes up. The fog lifts. But there can be damage. Long-term isolation can lead to social withdrawal, mistrust, and fear of contact. Elderly man refusing to leave home even when invited. Healing takes time. Connection must be relearned, like a lost language. So, what happens to your brain without social contact? It deteriorates. It hallucinates. It tries desperately to survive the silence. Because connection is not optional. It's not a luxury. It's a biological necessity. If you're feeling isolated now, know this. You're not broken. You're human. And humans were made to find each other. If you're feeling alone, please reach out to someone, to anyone. You matter more than you know.